Everyone, and welcome to Liverbird TV. So I've been wanting to do these videos for the last couple of days, but I've been unfortunately one of those that's been called in back to work, so I nearly had Christmas Day off and Christmas Eve more or less. So yeah, I'm sure you'll all be buzzing with this video. I'm sure you'll love to get to know a little more about the breaking news regarding Cody GAKPO signing for us, which I'm absolutely buzzing about. It came out of the blue. Even myself, sometimes I get a bit of stick for putting things up that might not happen, or just rumours. Even I didn't see this one coming. It just came totally out of the blue, and what a signing! I mean, I actually thought it was a nailed-on cert that he was going to be going to Manchester United. I think even Manchester United thought that it was a nailed-on cert that he'd be going there. But we're talking here about one of the best, I'd say young talents, but he's crossing that line now between being a young player and he still is a young player, but you know what I mean, he's not a teenage breakthrough. This is ready-made. Listening to TalkSport today, the European football transfer expert, he said that he's been allowed to just organically grow as a footballer in Holland, and his stats are off the wall. Now I'm going to just do what I always do when we sign a player. I'm going to tell you a little bit about him via Wikipedia, and also there's a little bit as well added on about maybe further transfer targets and all that. But on the comment section, let me know what you think of the signing. £37 million as well is an absolute steal. And I actually I can see why he's not gone to Manchester United. Now I'm just going to give you these reasons first, and I'm sure you'll understand why I think this. Right. Man United Football Club, there was the best narrative stroke description of them that I've ever heard during the World Cup in the I was going to say in the summer, because we're so used to World Cups being in summer. During Christmas, just before Christmas, sorry. And it was by Portugal fans, and they said that Manchester United and Old Trafford is a cemetery for football players. It's a cemetery. That is so true. I could list you now 10 players that had great reputations that have been destroyed at Old Trafford. So we'll start with Memphis Depay. You know, his reputation destroyed. Wilfred Zaha, Falcao, what's his name? Mkhitaryan, Alexis Sanchez. How good was he for Arsenal? Look at it at Man United. So there's 5. Then you had Di Maria, 6. Van der Beek, 7. Jadon Sancho, 8. I know there's more. That's 8 I can think of off the top of my head. But Man United have got this. Van der Beek's Dutch. Do you really look at Van der Beek? Doesn't even look like he could play in the Championship. Look what Manchester United have done to him, and it's got to be the coaching staff. It's got to be the facilities. It's got to be, because these players were great players when Man United signed them, and they just turned into absolute no-shows. So I think that's what Van Dijk's been getting in his ear. Do you want to end up the next Van der Beek? I mean, De Jong. No wonder De Jong didn't want to sign for them from Barcelona in the summer, and he's Dutch as well. So how bad must the reputation of Manchester United now be if a Dutch manager can't even sign players from his own country? It tells you everything, doesn't it, really? So, yeah. So what I'm going to do now is just say hello to everyone. Hi, Peter. Merry Christmas to you, mate, as well. No one did board crazy. I'd say how good keeping things quiet they are. Peter, they're the best. And how fast they get deals done. And 1 minute we're in talks of it, and an hour later the deal's done. And then an hour later he's getting his next flight over to John Lennon. Harry Maguire, I guess another one. Phil Jones was there quite a while. But I mean, players with reputations, more or less foreign players, I'm saying. How many foreign players being brought into Manchester United have been completely ruined? I mean, Falcao looked like he could score with his eyes closed. He went to Man United, he couldn't hit a barn door. And this is what's getting me frustrated with the Darwin Núñez shit. I put it on Facebook earlier. Marcus Rashford scored 5 league goals last season in 32 games. 5, right? He's on double the wages that Núñez is on, and he's been playing in the Premier League for 6 years, and he's from England, so it should be absolute doddle for him. You've got a Uruguayan, doesn't speak English, runs his arse off, makes goals, doesn't give in. He's learnt his lesson from. Do you know what? I'm going to say this now, and this might cause a little bit of a chain reaction, or people not agreeing with me. But I actually think that when you stop what he did with the headbutt, when you take that little 5-10% off a player, they lose their edge. Luis Suarez was box office because he was pantomime villain. You had to keep watching him even when he didn't have the ball, because he'd either be arguing with someone, fighting with somebody, grabbing them, pulling them. I always think that if you're toning down, Rooney was the same. Wayne Rooney was an aggressive little shit. So was Steven Gerrard as youngsters. So what I'm saying to you is I hope that, is trying to get in his ear and say, keep smiling, don't get angry. I hope that doesn't take just the 5 to 10% of what he's about away from him, because I'd rather him, listen, if he gets sent off every now and again, all right, might cost us the game, but I'd rather him be like Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez could miss 5 games and still finish Golden Boot winner. Who wouldn't want another Luis Suarez? I mean, end of the day, all these donkey memes, shit Andy Carroll does your head in. But anyway, that's Darwin Núñez. It's going off topic. But Gakpo, let's just go into detail now about this man. So Cody Matthias Gakpo is a Dutch pronunciation, or Jakpo. His name's not Gakpo, it's Jakpo. Born 7th of May 1999, is a Dutch professional footballer who plays as a winger for Eredivisie club PSV and Netherlands national team. This is just before they've updated his transfer to Liverpool. A PSV Academy graduate, Gakpo made his first team debut for the club in February 2018 in the 2021-22 season. He won the Dutch Footballer of the Year award, scoring 21 goals in 47 games in all competitions. Now, if he's a winger and he's hitting 21 in 47, that's unbelievable. Gakpo played through youth international football for Holland, through the under-18s and under-21s level. He made his senior debut in June 2021 at Euro 220. Early life and youth football. Gakpo was born in Eindhoven and raised in the district of Statrum. His father was born in Togo and has Ghanaian ancestry, while his mother is Dutch. He moved to the youth academy of PSV when he progressed through all the youth teams. Club career, John PSV. For the 2016-17 season, Gakpo was part of the reserve team John PSV for the first time, but mainly featured in the under-19 team. Gakpo made his professional debut in the Eerste division for John PSV on 4th of November 2016 in a game against Helmond. In the rest of the season, he only made one more appearance for John PSV after his production increased the following season to the under-19s. This is going to be quite long. I'm not going to go into too much detail about this. I'm just going to read his stats out here, right? So, for John PSV, which is between 2016 and 2019, which is basically PSV's reserve team, he hit 17 goals in 16 league games. 17 in 16, right? In 2018, he was promoted to the first team, where he has hit 36 goals in 106 games. For Holland, he has scored 6 in 14. So he's like 1 in every 2. Now, if you can imagine now, you've got Louis Saha, what the hell, Jesus Christ. Mohamed Salah, where did that come from? Mohamed Salah, who's more or less a 1 every 2 or one every 1, isn't he, Salah, in terms of goals. Then you've got Jota, his goal record's more or less 1 every 2. Then you've got Luis Diaz, who can add goals. Bobby Firmino's 1 every 3. And then you've got, obviously, Darwin Núñez. We've got severe goals in our team now, we really have, and we just need a midfielder now to tie it up. But just seeing it now, this is his style of play. So obviously a lot of you don't really know about him. He's usually deployed on the left side, which is more or less Diaz's position, but Gakpo often cuts inside onto his right foot to move to more of a central attacking position, and uses his speed and dribbling skills to take on defenders until he finds space to attempt on goal. Now, can you imagine how, remember when Coutinho used to do that? He'd be on the left hand side, but he'd cut in on his right. The difference is that Coutinho would then whip a shot into the top corner. Gakpo will dribble and get, then you've got Salah and Núñez running either way, or Firmino and Jota, Diaz. Unbelievable signing. But then you've got the pace of him, and the fact that he's only 23. He signs a 6-year deal, which means he'll be like 29 by the time, it's just, honestly, I mean I know that a lot of you know my stance against the FSG Art Brigade, and I've always been against them because I just know how the club runs. I know close people at work at the club. I've been Liverpool. They have the best recruitment policy on the planet. I mean, I'm not being funny. To get Ben Doak for 600,000 quid, to get Harvey Elliott. I mean, I'd not even heard of Harvey Elliott. So why did Man United get Harvey? Real Madrid wanted Harvey Elliott. So we've got the scouts out, getting you all these lads that are coming through now. That we've got coming through the academy, even Bashetic, to get him from Celta Vigo. And then, do you know what you don't realise? Whilst you're moaning about Liverpool not spending billions in the transfer market or millions, is FSG's policy has probably got us players that we'd have to go out and spend 100. So here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Look how they do it in Portugal. Look how they do it in Holland. They bring through kids that they eventually sell on for 100 million, right? Liverpool are doing that right now, but the difference is Liverpool don't have to sell them for 100 million. So what I'm saying is there's players right now that have been signed by FSG, Jurgen Klopp and Pep Linders and the whole strategic team of Julian Ward and Michael Edwards, that you haven't even realised yet are going to be the next big thing. Are you telling me the lads that are coming through, like Bashetic, Tyler Morton, I know he wasn't signed, he's a club academy prospect, but I'm talking about the foreign ones coming in. This Polish kid's supposed to be brilliant. I know he's a bit injured at the moment. There's a German striker, Freundorf or something as well, it's supposed to be brilliant. But then you've got Ben Doak, we've got from Celtic for 600 grand. You've got lads like Calvin Ramsey, we've yet to see a little bit more of. Do you know what I mean? But our scouts are out everywhere, and they're nailing players that Barcelona want, Real Madrid want. So it is what it is. You have to understand that you don't have to spend £100 million to make a great team. What I love about this GAKPO signing is it is exactly the same as Mo Salah's and Sadio Mane's and Firmino's. It is a cut price, brilliant fee for a player at the age where you can get 5-6 years brilliance out of him. And do you know what? We'll probably sell him at 29, 30 years old and get the same amount of money back, just like we did Sadio Mane. You have to stop this bullshit now, you FSG out brigade. I had an argument this morning with somebody saying, oh, the club's been sold, FSG just haven't announced it yet. Shut up. Accept the fact you've been proven wrong. Accept the fact that the money has always been there, and accept the fact that Liverpool are like a poker player or a chess player. They will not make a move unless they know it's the right move, unless they know it's the one that's going to win in the end. They will not listen to you making your Twitter feed go off the scale and get FSG out trending, because you're not worth listening to, because they have probably, bar Naby Keita and Loris Karius and Christian Benteke, made about 40 to 50 signings, and 3 of them have probably been not great. So to me, I mean, come on. I mean, Benteke was not really a Klopp signing anyway. That's why he went straight away. Naby Keita is a complete waste of time and energy. But it is what it is. Liverpool's recruitment policy. And do you know what I love? Just because we lost a couple of people in the backroom roles a couple of weeks ago, everybody was having a meltdown. This is it, look, everybody's leaving FSG. No, because they're still capable of beating Manchester United to the signature of a top footballer just by playing it the way they play it. And they're very clever. They're very clever with how they make that fee go up to a certain point. It's 37 million, but it can go up by another 15 million. Yeah, but you know what that'll be by? That'll be by us winning the league. That'll be us by winning the Champions League. So we'll already made that money in revenue anyway. So they are financial, world-class businessmen. And do you know what I have stuck up for FSG for all of my time as a Liverpool fan since they've been here? Because every single football club owner, every single football fan would want our transfer committee. They would want our transfer strategy there. They would want us. You telling me that Chelsea wouldn't have liked to have got Andrew Robertson for 7 million quid from Hull rather than paying 60 million for Cucurella? Are you telling me, Manchester United would rather have got Virgil van Dijk than Harry Maguire, or Joel Matip on a free rather than Harry Maguire? All of you PlayStation, FIFA fans and the fans, and I keep saying this, that are thousands of miles away, that don't even know what Anfield area looks like, have no clue what FSG have done for Liverpool's not just present but their future, and they also save the past. Then that's what you need to start realising. I've been waiting for you to go under your rocks and stay there for a good couple of years now, and I think Liverpool now are only one more signing away from you being put to bed for good. I genuinely believe that. I think if Jude Bellingham comes in, you lot are nailed. You lot are nailed. We don't want oil money. We don't want to sell our soul. We don't want Middle East consortiums. We don't want Saudi Arab money. We don't want people in white cloaks in our boardroom. We're quite happy with the respectful John Henry who stands outside the home changing room because he doesn't want to go and intrude in front of Jurgen. Calls Jurgen Klopp boss. Klopp loves him. This is the thing. Whilst I'm sticking up for FSG and getting called an FSG lover, so does Klopp. Klopp loves his owners. Why do you think he keeps signing new deals for them every time they put one on the table? And he'll sign another one again. He's not going in 3 years. He's not going in 3 years because you know what? He can see now another cycle. He can see another cycle now. He looks at that front six now. All right, Salah and Firmino. Firmino will go at the end of the season, bless him, and he should got a great send-off. But he will look at that now and go, why would I walk away from this? I can add myself another couple of European Cups, another couple of league titles, just like Pep. Pep doesn't want to walk away from Man City because he's playing in the best league in the world. He's managing against the best managers in the world. And that's why Pep hasn't left yet. Because where else is better to go? And the problem is he's leaving. You might not get back in. Rafa Benitez, you know, he would give anything to be back at Liverpool now. And he's just fell down the ladder managing. Once you leave Liverpool, the only way's down, in my opinion. And it is what it is. So I'm really pleased with this signing. I'm going to get finishing now because obviously I'm going to read your comments first. Let me know on your thoughts and comments what you think of the signing, and obviously FSG and stuff like that as owners. If it's about time they would cut some slack, or do you still want them out? There will be people who want them out. That's your right as a Liverpool fan. And yeah, we can't wait. Brentford, I think, is going to be his debut, or possibly the FA Cup against Wolves at Anfield. So that'll probably be the one because it'd be an Anfield welcome for him. So I'm really buzzing with this signing. I think there's going to be one more. Hopefully it'll be Amrabat from Fiorentina, and then we'll get Jude in the summer. And then I reckon that's just got a squad that we. Do you know what? I don't care if you get Jude Bellingham and you get Amrabat. I don't care if you don't sign somebody in the January window or next summer. I don't care if you don't sign one for another 2 years because we've got the squad now to go again. If we get two more central midfielders, Tyler Morton and Basetic, young kids that can cover for the cup games, we're laughing. So let me just go through the comments quickly. Great signing by the Reds. Paul Hicken, how you doing, mate? Nunes will be amazing. You can see the goals will come, and more so when the new players get going to give him the ball. He's on fire. 100% agree. Alan Greenwood, hope you're well, mate. And cheers, Pete. I know me and you have had our disagreements with the owners. I know you want what's best for the club, and so do I. I think it's because I know a little bit. I just know what feels right in terms of John Henry cares. I know he's made mistakes, he has, but he was the only one when that Super League thing came out that had the balls to do what I'm doing right now and sit right in front of you and apologise. And I like that. He got my respect for it. And also, I like the way that he's not one of them owners that, you know, he's thousands of miles away like fucking Arsenal's owners that don't give a shit. He comes to games, he goes to finals, he's there, he gives a shit, you know. So, I mean, I was working at the training ground once. I was working at the AXA training ground, and I was tidying most of the pitches up, getting them ready for a few games the academy had. And I remember we got a radio phone call, and he was coming in, him and Linda, his missus, and I had to go and I got a map of where he was going to be walking, and I had to go and get it all cleaned and sanitised for wherever he walked. And he was walking round, and he was looking at that. This was before they built the extension, and that shows you his vision for Liverpool is huge, and he deserves a lot of credit because look at the stadium. I mean, in June we're going to have an incredible new 61,000 seater stadium, more tickets available for those that can't get to games. I mean, I'm renewing my membership and going from, I'd like to go towards the end of the season, but it'll probably start next season because I'm trying to get on the road as well. But this club now is set up to be one of the elite clubs now for the next decade. You'll never walk alone.